Okay, you guys, so with lots of consideration, I decided I'm going to build kits using these leftover papers, the sketches that I have for March, and I went through and I pulled out the photos. So these are all the photos for the sketches that I'm going to be doing. I'm not doing it every day, so I don't plan on doing a whole lot every day because there's lots of times when I need to just stop and take a minute. I feel like it's crooked, but it's not. It's me that's crooked, you guys, because I'm trying to get that light bulb out of the way. So if those thing looks crooked, it's me. But anyways, I just have lots of other things to do, and I feel like a video a day is just not feasible at the moment. So I really want to have fun and not stress because I'm not pushing out a video every day. So I went ahead and I picked out all the papers from I call them assignments, but they're not really assignments. They're hops that I really enjoy playing along with. So that's where I started first, was the hops that I play with all the time and whatnot, and that I want to play with. And then I went through with throughout the week which sketches were my favorite. Not that they weren't all really good. They're really, really good, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. If you guys go down into the description box below, you'll see Christy's Facebook link, and she's got every single one of her sketches. She's on round 14 right now, and I have to say that it is fabulous, you guys. 14 albums full of 30 sketches each, 30 to 31. Sometimes she throws in a bonus sketch. So I'm just fascinated by all the sketches and all the inspiration that is in that one Facebook group. So be sure to go check that out. I also have the link for just these sets of no, I don't, because this is coming out before, and that's why I can't share with you guys the sketches just yet. So these are not going, the link is not going to be for the album just yet, but when I start filming for March, then yes, these ones will be up, and you'll see just the link for the Facebook album for just these sketches. So you get to go see all the sketches, even though I am not doing all the sketches. Does that make sense? So I've pulled out my envelopes. I don't have enough envelopes for every day of the month. Usually, when I start doing this process, I've already done the first week's worth of that month. And so I've never really needed 30 of these. I've never really needed 30 of these. But I do have over here, like right in front of me, is where all my collection kits are standing. And I have 3 envelopes being used right in there because they're 49 in Market kits. So they've come in these really cool envelopes like so. And so I've been keeping these because this is pretty handy. They're not very thick. They're perfect for page kits. Really, really perfect for a single or double page kit. Nothing too bulky though. So they don't, all of these first ones here don't have a lot of bulk to them. And then I start getting into other companies. So like this one here, I don't know who Generations is, but this one here has a gusset, so it opens up to about 1 inch. And then these Creative Memories ones are actually called Pages in Progress, I think is what their official name is. And they expand to about 1/2 inch. So they've got a little tiny gusset. Plus they have all these really cool pockets. So usually I use these for 2 pages. So I'll do like day 1 and day 2. Front to back, because there's 2 pockets for my photos. I can put my sticky note on top of them, all that stuff, and then have longer embellishments in these back pockets, and then the pages inside here. So that's usually what I do, is I 2-fold these ones with the gusset. So that gives me 4 in this one and the other gusseted one. But I usually do that at the end. I'll put all my singles in first and get those going. But I'm doing the entire month this month, and I really decided to do this again with you guys because I had a lot of complaints of my last video having a background noise, and I apologize. That was the noise from my machine, my business end. I think I've already said this, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating it, but that was my business end doing its job. And I'm sorry, I didn't even notice that it was in the background because I'm so used to it. And I do apologize that it was so hard for you guys to pay attention to the video with such a horrible background noise. I just, like I said, it's not something I notice because it's running every day, all day for me. So I basically have to stop production in order to film these types of films, which I don't mind. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything. I just didn't realize how horrible of a sound it was in the background, and how much my camera was picking up, because in all honesty, when I'm editing, the machine is also running, so I don't even hear it in the editing because it's mimicking itself, right? So I don't know if it's part of the video or if it's what I'm hearing live, right? So that's totally on me, and so I really wanted to do this again for you guys. However, I don't have Kit Conspiracy kits to play with, so I don't have a starting off point. I don't have anything. I've got my sketches. They're right here, and I can't share them with you guys, but see, they're right here. See all the sketches? And I've got my photos all right here, and they're in order except for these puppy ones because I really wanted to share with you guys some photo printing at home quirks and perks, right? So I've got my photos going on right here, and then I've got these scraps that I have and all my collections sitting right in front of me. So when I come to specific photos, I might leave for a second, go grab that collection to be able to build a page kit for those photos. So it's going to be a little bit different as far as how I packed for February and then how I'm packing for March. It's just going to be a little bit different because I'm not doing my Kit Conspiracy kits. So my Kit Conspiracy kits, I had 3 layouts at least from each kit. And so that was 9 pages right there that was super simple for me to make because I already had things picked out. I just needed to sift through them for each page, right? So I don't have that this time, but I do have my leftover papers. So these are all my scraps left over from January as well as February. And then I also have, let me see if I can't do this gracefully. I also have all my embellishments left over from the same months, right? January and February. I put all my tools away, so they are put away. I will be grabbing out tools for Mixed Media Mayhem. I'll be grabbing out tools for whether or not the sketch calls for that sort of thing. I'm also going to be product focusing on tissue paper this month. I've got, hang on, I'll go get them. So I have these rolls of tissue paper from Tim Holtz. This one I just opened last month. I mean, it barely opened it last month. And it already feels like it's degraded based off of I don't know. And maybe it's supposed to look off-white like that. I don't know these things. And maybe because it's a Tim Holtz product, it is supposed to have that grungy, old look, right? I don't think I've opened this one. In fact, I think I can see that it's still in its packaging, but I could have sworn I've opened this one. Hang on. Nope, it's still in the plastic wrap. Go me. I know I've played with this one. See how it's all opened up? I love this one. This one's my favorite. And I like this size more than I like this size. It's way more manageable to do this. I'm glad he decided to do 6-inch papers, or he's calling it, no, he's not. I'm glad he's doing 6-inch papers rather than these 12-inch. This one here I've opened. I've probably only used once, but it is a really cool paper to play with as well. And then this one, oh, it's open too. I didn't think it was, but I don't remember using this one, but apparently, according to the packaging, I've used it at least once. So that is my product focus, is the tissue paper to go with my photos. Not every photo, but I do want to dwindle down my tissue paper. Like, that is a lot of paper to be having and not paying attention to it. So I want to get back into that groove again. So for this month, this is my product focus, as well as I have all of my trays and trinkets left over from cleaning out my scrap box. So all of these little trays that I have had hanging around for quite a while. Some of them have leftover January product on it. These are leftover February. I'm not sure if I'm going to even be using them, but these are mostly either leftovers or products that I have found cleaning out my scrap box during January, and I just really want to put them up front and center and play with them and get them all used up. So that is part of my product focus as well. So with that being said, I'm going to just start because this is still February. It might be confusing because some of the things that you see here I haven't used yet. Like, you haven't seen that video, but I did pre-record and I have leftovers from that pre-recording. And so it is going to be interesting that you'll see the leftover before you see the video. So I apologize about that as well. But I really wanted to share this because I had a lot of people ask me if I can do this, and it's going to be a little bit different than the way that I did it in February, okay? But this is basically how I pack for a crop. So what I do when I pack for a crop is I figure out how many layouts do I want to get ahead for YouTube videos, okay? I pack up these envelopes with a page kit based off of what I'm supposed to be doing for that month that I want to record for. That's basically how I do this. Now, ignoring the recording part, I would still do it this way because I enjoy playing along with Christy's 30 days of sketches, Sandy's February, Follow a Sketch February. I enjoy Crystal's May I Scrap Lift You. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think on the fly all the month-long hops that I enjoy playing with. Now, sometimes I do every day. Like when I play along with Christy's, I try to do every single day. But March is going to be my makeup month because I'm gone for 2 weeks in February for a cruise. And I've said that multiple times, and I hate to sound like a broken record. I really, really do, and I'm sorry. But I have to make up for that. Not just within YouTube videos, but within the store. And so that's why I won't be playing along every day, is because I really want my customers to be happy and get their orders out for, you know, I'm prepping. I'm I'm being optimistic that I'm going to have orders for those 2 weeks. And I want to be prepared, and I don't really want to focus on anything else but that store. So that's why I limited myself on how many layouts will I be making in March so my store can have attention. Plus, I will be having not only February's release in March, but I will be having March's release in March. So it's going to be a huge release coming March, which means I'll not only have my older orders to take care of, but I'll also have my newer orders for all the new goodies as well. So I'm sorry, it's just a little jab at promoting my business. I apologize. I try not to do that here on YouTube because I want you guys to just show up and enjoy the videos and it not seem like an infomercial. I don't want that. I enjoy creating as much as I enjoy creating things for the shop too. So this is like my heart. It really is. So anyways, with that being said, woo, that was a mouthful. I really wanted to do this again because I had so much fun, and I really did get a lot done in February to where I was ahead, and now I want to stay ahead. Like, this is fun. I don't like doing, I usually am a month ahead, and then for last year I ended up only being a week ahead because I got, life happened, right? And so I want to get back into doing this. So I'm going to set this off to the side for just a hot minute and talk about photos. Not that this has anything to do with prepping for a crop. It really does not. And I'll be going into the crop as soon as I get started on my page kits. But really, I wanted to share with you guys, and I've got 2 samples here. So that's why it's one on top of the other. And then this one was a hot mess. I don't even have the other one of this to share with you guys. So I'm gonna put that back over there. So if you notice the difference in photos, like this is the same photo. Do you see the difference? This is printing from my phone on my Epson PictureMate. I have an Epson PictureMate 4 million or something like that. I don't know the numbers. But it is the latest and greatest because when I moved into my old, my new scrapbook room, my original PictureMate, something happened to it to where it wouldn't feed the paper. So I needed a brand new machine. I even tried to fix it myself. I tried everything because it just wasn't catching the paper to suck it in and print and do all the good stuff. So I bought a brand new machine. So it's the latest and greatest Epson PictureMate from Amazon. That is where I bought it. It was from no, I didn't. I'm lying. I bought it from Best Buy online because that was the Best Buy, even through Amazon. So I apologize. But when I use my cell phone, it does not allow me to print to scale. It just prints wherever it wants, and it does a full bleed print, which means it's edge to edge, no white border, nothing. It blows up this photo to whatever it needs to be in order to print at a 4x6. That drives me nuts. So I have to airdrop it over to my computer and print to scale, which is automatic. It's a default print to scale, and this is what I get. Much better photo, right? The quality is identical because it's the same printer, right? But seriously, why would I want this? And why do I not have that capability on my phone to tell it to print this? When I see it in the view on my phone, this is the view I get. I'm dead serious. This is what I see. This is what should be printing. But for some reason, this is what I get. Okay, every time. This is what shows up in my computer, on my phone. When I say hit print, this is what I get. And it is so frustrating. So when I print at home, I always just airdrop everything to my computer and send it straight to the printer, and I'm much more happier. Even though this is a very good picture, I really do like this picture. But in all honesty, I want to be able to shrink it down. I want to be able to, make this smaller if I need to. Now, because it's a puppy photo, I don't mind it being not 4x6, right? I don't mind, there's not much I need to see as far as the people in the photo, right? So if this was a landscape photo and I only printed a square picture, because that's what my phone allows me to do, is print in square. And I am able to have a bunch of people. And if I print it in square, then my people would be this big, right? So it would be really super tiny. And then I send it over to my phone, it'll blow them all up for me. That is something that I would keep because that's what it would do. Now I can do the exact same thing with playing around with settings and whatnot in my computer, but I'm lazy. I don't like to do that. I like to get instant results, like instant gratification right away. So I will sometimes print like this on my computer, depending on what the subject matter is. Now for my Roscoe, I really enjoy how majestic he sits down. I really do. And so I would want this photo here. I've got an awesome blank space. This is the side of my desk. This is actually where my tool caddy sits. It's not a caddy, it's my tool monster bag. But I have got an awesome blank space right here for additional embellishments or a tab hanging over onto the photo instead of outside the photo. I mean, it gives me a great place to start embellishing, whereas this one gives me a nice close-up of his face. It's not perfect in view. It looked more like it was trying to focus on the garbage, which is usually what happens when you're taking pictures of a dark matter. It really does. It tries to focus on what it can see rather than the dark matter because it assumes the dark matter might be a shadow. And in this case, it was my puppy. And so trying to take pictures of a black puppy is very, 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 very hard. But this is going to be a super cute layout, if I don't say so myself, because, it's my guardian of the trash can. So I'm actually going to toss these photos. I might save this one to see if my daughter is interested in it. But as far as this one goes, this is awful. I don't know why it does that, even though this is what's viewed in my phone. So I'm going to put this over here for my daughter. I just really wanted to share that tip with you guys. I'm not sure. I know the selfie is different because I think the selfie actually has its own app. But when I print from the Picturemate, that's what I get every time. Okay, so this is day 14. I'm going to put it back in order. So that way I don't get out of order. Keep all my pictures, all my pictures in order. Just like so. Okay, and then I'm going to start with day 1, which is actually a pocket page. So one of the things I love doing with Christie's 30 days, because I just got done with 30 days of sketches, or 28 days of sketches, because of Follow a Sketch February, I tend to get a little bit mundane or bored with sketches. I really do. So one of the things that I try to do is take those sketches and fill in a pocket page, right? And so I try to do as many pocket pages as I can. However, some of these sketches in this month were really super good. I mean, like, holy cow, I did not want to quote unquote waste them on a pocket page. I really didn't. But this is normally what I do when I have back-to-back months of sketches, is I try to use one of them to dwindle down my pocket pages that are throughout the year, because when I want to throw a ton of photos and a 2-pager just isn't working, I do an insert in between the 2-pagers and get pocket pages out of them. So day 1 is my s'mores pocket page. Now I do tend to write down what book this is from, and I know that I'm currently still on 2021. I'm so far behind now. I used to only be a year behind, and now I'm 2 years behind because 2021 was just ginormous. And I kept thinking, well, maybe I should take out all the huge trips that we did. So like we did, oh my gosh, we have June Lake in there. We have Virginia City in there. We've got 2 other trips, I think, in there. And so that's why it's so big, because I went and put trips inside with my albums, and so it just is making 2021 super huge, to where, I mean, book 5, really? Wait till you get down into the other photos. You'll it's ridiculous. I think I'm going to be on like book 21 by the time I'm done with this book, but it is almost over, I promise. And then I'll start on 22. I've already done a couple pages on 22, so they're already in an album, and same with 2021 or 2023. And I put them in order, even though I didn't scrapbook them in order, because I never scrapbook in order. I just like seeing what, I just like setting up my albums like this, so that way I know, you know, whether I'm doing a 2-page layout or 1-page layout, and I don't have any gaps in my albums. And I especially love prepping for a pocket page, because they're so fun to do. They're just a neat little insert within the pages, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to get started on this, but first I am going to clear my desk off, see what I have, compare this with the sketch that I can't share with you guys. So it's going to be kind of hard maybe for you guys to visualize where I'm going with this just by me pulling out supplies. I do know that I'm going to need to pull out at least 1 or 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper, because that is how I map my photos. I automatically take 1 piece of paper, depending on if I like the other side as well, 1 piece of paper, and I will put my photos back to back. So if, like on here, I've got 2 photos in this pocket, I will automatically cut this photo down, cut my 4x6 paper, and then map both of these pictures on there, so that way they don't shift and move, and I see these white blanks, see these white gaps in between my 2 pieces of paper. So that is normally what I do for a pocket page, and I know I don't have enough pattern paper here for me to do that. So I need to go and grab some of that. Now, one of the things I do like to do when it comes to doing pocket pages and knowing not a lot is going to be showing is I grab my stack right here of my Reads as a Solid cardstock. So that is what I have right here. It's handy dandy. It's right underneath my desk. So I've got, so basically my desk is a giant tabletop, and flanking both sides of it is bookcases. And the bookcases are turned inward with different little slots and things. And one of the slots right here is pattern paper that lay flat. And I don't have a whole lot of stuff. It's usually my specialty paper, but this doesn't really have a category, and I try not to let this get too big. But this is my Reads as a Solid pattern paper. So instead of cardstock, I reach for these. Now, most of these come from older kits, page stacks, paper stacks that you could buy at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, things like that. So I've got lots of those. These are close to my heart. Mix-ins is normally where those come from. Sometimes I use Stampin' Up! Paper packs that I've disassembled and just need to read as a solid. I've got some leftover My Mind's Eye paper that really didn't, the B side doesn't really have a theme, but the A side is a little out there because that's, I used to love My Mind's Eye. You guys really love it. So that's basically where these all come from, is old paper kits that I have had when I used to be a part of kit clubs. They would send you a menagerie of paper, thinking that not thinking, they do know that they all coordinated together, but they're different manufacturers. Well, by the time that I'm done playing with those kits and I don't really know what else to do with them, and they're not really themed anymore because I've used everything up, that's where the solids go in here. So yes, I have some manufacturers in here that like Bo Benny and all that I usually don't purchase outside of a page kit. So that's where I would normally start with this. I don't even pay attention to the double side page. Like, I don't even go back and see what did I use there to try to color coordinate. I really don't. I just have fun with my insert, and then it pops out of the book. Once you flip it in there and you see this double page, the insert kind of like pops out and says, ooh, pay attention to me too, right? I'm just not a bunch of photos. So I am going to take these pieces of Reads as a Solid pattern papers, and I'm going to decide which ones I like the best with my pocket pages. And then I'm going to go back to my sketch, which again is over here, and I just can't share it with you guys. I'm going to see if I can go through this pile first. If I can't find anything, I'm going to go and get my camping category, which is just right over there. Okay, so right now I have a very little space to work in, so I think I might move all of these, and then after I decide what paper I'm going to go for. So what I'm really looking for is possibly a front and a back, because then it reduces bulk. I don't mind having to have two pieces for front and back, but if I can find one where I can use both sides, I'm even happier, right? And I know that there are pieces in my in my outdoor category that I can use front and back, but I want to use these up. If I don't ever touch them or use them, then why do I have them? So I'm definitely trying to go through these first, and these are one of my go-tos for pocket pages. So like every time that I need to put something down on a pocket page, like this right here would be super cute as a pocket page, and then this little card right here with that little heart, that would be super, super cute. So I'm gonna try to keep that in mind. But then I need to find a back because it's just white on the back side, which is fine as well because it is white, right? I could definitely do the white. But these are my go-to for my pocket pages just because of the fact that I really do like, these are all just wood grain. I don't know why they're not in my wood grain. Why aren't you guys in my wood grain? I don't know, that's super weird that they're not. I don't want two different wood grains. So anyways, these are my go-to for my pockets, especially if I just have like a solid picture pocket. I don't have to do any decorating or anything, and I just need a piece or two of solid, Reads as a Solid print, or even a cardstock print. Doesn't really matter. at that point, because all you're going to see is an 1/8 of an inch, a 1/16 of an inch, tiny, tiny little bit of coloring, just enough to keep all my pictures secured. So that's where this piece of paper or these papers come into play. So I know I don't want black, so I'm going to go ahead and skim through so you don't have to watch all of this. It does have a bit of gray right in here. If I wanted to bring in some gray, but I don't think I do. I don't think that's the direction I want to go with this. Especially when it comes to, like, this would be kind of cool because it almost matches, but it's a little too thin, almost like a pinstriping. But I am keeping in mind what my sketch looks like. Okay. So I've got my sketch just right over to the right of me, and it is pretty much on a solid background, so that's kind of where I'm going with all of this. This is kind of cool, but I don't know if that's where I want to go. I don't know if green is where I want to go. I see a lot of red. Course, lots of black, but I think black is too crisp and clean for the outdoors, in my opinion. Not sure if I want to do blue, and I know I don't want to do pink. So let me fast forward some. Ooh, what about that one? That's kind of cool too. That's the other side. No pink. No pink. Trying to get to this red right here. It's not enough red though. And then I've got some multis, and then it goes into orange, like an orangey pink. So this is going to be this side. So what I pick is actually going to be on this side. And I really don't like the red. Now we're starting to look like a circus. I don't want it to look like a circus. And I probably, orange would be kind of cool just because of the fact that it's like a fire, like it'll pull out that fire. But that's a lot to work with in consideration of what I'm going to be doing with the pocket. And so that's kind of where my brain is thinking at this moment is, you know, what do I do with these blank spaces? And I have 2 blank spaces here. Well, 3 if you count this as, sorry. 3 if you count this as 2, but normally I count it as 1 and build it as 1, but then cut it in half because of the fact that it's, yeah, it's one of those. So this one almost has like the ombre goes outside, so it's really light in the center and dark in the on the edge. So I kind of like that, but you're gonna lose a lot of it. Like you can't even tell because this picture goes right there. Or is that just my eyeball? Can you guys see that? Maybe not. So I kind of do like this. I like this too. I do want to say that my, I like this one too. But see, that would be super hard for me to play with in those pockets. Maybe not. Anyways, what I was saying was that I do really like my 49N Market. I'm going to do both of these. My 49N Market solids, but I keep them with the collection that they came with if I still have any, because that's really the mood and feel. I don't transfer them into here, which is weird because I should. And that probably will free up some space in some of my categories. All right, so these are the 2 pieces that I got. Now, one of the other things I like to do sometimes when it comes to pocket pages is instead of doing like this side right here, all of this, I will flip and flop them. So this one will be this side because it fits in the card, and this might be one of these as well. But when it comes to these, then these pieces will turn around and become the orange, right? Because you can really see the fire on the orange. And then I can do the same thing with these pieces, and I could get 6 orange right here and 4 of this. So then I'll have a mix, a really good mix of the birch and this, or the aspen, whichever one this is. So that is going to be where that's going to take place. Now I've already got a wood grain, so I know I probably won't use these pieces. So I'm going to set those off to the side. I also have to keep in mind the sketch and what I'm going to be playing with on the sketch. I've got lots of blank spaces to be able to play along with the sketch. So that'll be super fun. So I'm just going to go through my scraps and see what all I have to play with. Like I have this orange piece. That would be super cool. That actually would, for like a journaling spot. Not there, but right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there because it's orange and goes with my fire that I'm doing. We're not in the water. We're just in the backyard. I think I did this last year or 2 years ago, this layout. So it's fairly recent. I did it on YouTube, so that way if you guys want to go and check it out, you guys can. But I can't remember if I journaled or not already. Sorry, just looking to see. I know I don't want more wood grain. That just seems silly. I'm starting to get big pieces, so hang on. Let me flip it around. Don't want that. I've really got my paper already picked out. I don't really need any more paper. Now it's just all about the embellishing. But I really wanted to get to these pieces from Simple Stories to see if there was anything else, nope, that I wanted to add just in case. And there's not. Okay. So I am good to go with the papers that I've picked out. And get these all put back. So, and I probably won't do all of these in real time because this will take me forever, but I wanted to share with you guys what I have going on. Now, I also know that in my outdoor category, I have a s'mores set. So let me go and take a look here. All right, so I picked this book out. It has some s'more stuff in it, but I'm not sure if it has enough for me to do anything. I couldn't find my s'more set that I had because I've done a lot of s'mores, and I could have used it. Like, here's the word s'mores. I could have used it elsewhere. And then here's this one. Get out the marshmallows. That one's cute. And then here's this, Life is Better Around the Campfire. Well, no, we're not necessarily around a campfire because we're in our backyard. And I think, I just can't remember what other embellishments I've used on the other layout. And so I definitely don't want to use the same. But I like this one, the Outdoor Society with a little campfire. I'm liking basically putting it around the fire because that's what these pictures are mostly of, where the other one is mostly pictures of the actual s'mores itself. So I've got that, and then I pulled this out just because I know, oh my stars, look at how many are in here. I know that I had s'mores flair, but I think they're like this. So they're gonna be pretty easy to find if they are in here. You guys, I love this flair. And I should take the time and flatten all of them, and then that way they're nice and skinny and ready to go. But I do like sharing with you guys what my flair looks like before and then after when I smush it down. So, all right, so I am not really seeing any, and I probably used them all because I've done about 3 or 4 layouts of us doing s'mores because it's a summer tradition of ours. My kids absolutely love the things. My husband loves the things, and I just like the graham crackers. So, so I'm going to put this back, and then I have this one here. This one is a set that Jenny made for the Nature Study collection, and I like this Unplug and Unwind. I really do like that one. So I'm going to pop that one off. And these are with my Nature Study stuff, just because that's what they were made for. And all the rest are mostly for hiking and whatnot. So I'm good there. These alphabets right here, these alphas, are my small alphas, as well as, well, I've got my favoriteest alpha stamp set ever. I love these tiny little ones. I've got 3 sets in here. 2 of them are this small. They're all from Close to My Heart. One is right there, and then I've got this one here, which is the tiny typewriter. And then one of them's the modern typewriter, which I think is this one. And then I can't remember which one this one is. I don't think that's Close to My Heart, though. I think that's Stampin' Up. I think so, because it was a 2-parter and I cut it in half. So I love my tiny type alphas and make my own tiny words. But I like this word, and it matches, so refresh. And I'm going to pull out this hashtag, because hashtag refresh, unplug, and unwind. I like that for my title. Okay. It's just a simple single word title. These Heidi Swap ones are from an outdoorsy one too, so I was just curious. Live and Dreamy, and they were to run through the Mink, but they've gotten so damaged throughout the time that, yeah, I really don't think the Mink will work for that anymore. Okay. I do have orange window film strips, but I think that's too many. This isn't really saying film strippy me, right? Okay, so I've got my title, I've got my journaling, and I've got a couple stickers. Let me see what else I'm missing. So these are from Close to My Heart. It was from a page kit, and I never follow directions. I really never do. I don't even think I follow my own directions for my own goodies. So it says, enjoy, view, see, loving this. I think the is supposed to go here, maybe. Go and do. So this might be go, see, do. And enjoy the view. Might be the next one. It's kind of weird. And I like loving this. So I might put all of these in here. Not that I want the words, but I like the stars. I like the loving this. I like the trees. Even though I don't think you can. Can you see my tree? You can see my one tree. Okay, so I'm going to put all of these in with this kit, and I think I'm good to go. I think that's exactly what I was looking for. Right there. So now I have my first page kit, and then basically that is what I do. I'm looking at the sketch and seeing the pieces that I need for the sketch. I might pull in a few more things, like let me go look at my border punches really quick. So I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna go, but I did find this, which is like a pine sprig, going all the way across so I could make like a vine, or pine needles, and then I found an arrow. Not really sure. But I brought these out just in case. So if I were to be packing for a retreat, I would be bringing this. I would also be bringing the bar that shows this. And then I need some sort of paper. So I think I have plenty of orange. I brought in some green. Brought in some more wood grain. Let me look and see what other color that the s'more stuff was. Maybe I want to bring in some of that dark blue. So that's close enough, huh? So I'm going to bring this in. And then that way, if I do end up doing the arrows, I'm not really sure how that's even going to work. Like, I'm not grasping it. Is it just the arrows I'm punching out? Ooh, okay, I got it. I got it. In my brain, it works. Okay, so I've got all that, and then I might go and grab some dark green. I know I don't have any over here. But this is basically how I build the kit, is what do I need based off of what my inspiration piece is, if there is an inspiration piece, and then pull all the things together. And then when I'm done, I will end up putting at least this section in, and then this will all go with my tools, right? So let me go get a dark green that matches that. I think this will be a good contrast. Yes, that'll work. Okay, so now I've got all of my pieces, and I have a dark green cardstock in case I need it, because this is just one little strip, right? So it's not going to be a big deal. I'm not going to use all of it. Like, no way. But I've got an idea, and it's so super cool. Okay, so here we go. And I will pop all of these in here. And then for the rest of it, I'm going to just fast forward, because it's really going to be the same concept. I'm going to go from off of my inspiration piece, which I cannot share with you guys. This really didn't call for any of this because it's a pocket page, so I'm good with not needing tissue for day one. It's fine. Okay, so this one here is next that I will do. Okay, and it is also on a Saturday. So, oh, I totally spaced this. Oh my gosh, this is Mixed Media Mayhem. So I need watercolor, I need colors, 3 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, and black accents. Oh my gosh, and I went totally opposite. So this is the color that I'm actually going to bring in. And instead of, so these are all watercolors. I got it for the Well of God Etsy shop is where I received this. And so basically I bought a kit, and in the kit came all of these really cool watercolors. And the best part is this little bit of watercolor will last a very long time. And basically she's showing you that all of these colors are all right in here. So this is a perfect combination. If I hold it up, it actually is absolutely perfect, and it's great for travel because I didn't have to bring in my watercolor. But I am going to switch out this piece with just a plain white piece of cardstock. And I'm actually going for my marshmallow white basil cardstock, because then I know it'll hold up on the water. Also too, my I need to test to see if my Creative Punch, because that's what I'm thinking is I'm going to watercolor my pieces for my punch instead of just punch solid, and that'll give it a lot more texture too. And I can put this right inside here so I know what it's for. Excellent. That is awesome, you guys. Okay, and then this will just end up being part of my toolkit because it's really too big, but I'm gonna put it right here for now. Actually, I'm gonna rip off a 12-inch piece Okay. And then that way I know I need to add this into my layout. Because if I just put it with my tools, I'm not going to remember. And then I'll once again mess up on the recipe like I did last month. Okay, and now I have that to play with, and I've got plenty of this in my kit for pocket pages. All right, so that was day one, sketch one, and I'm going to... All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one. However, it is actually going to be a 3-page layout, so I've got all of these on 3 smaller photos. Plus, it is a scraps to embellishment layout. So Ginger has given us, Ginger Bush, who is Ginger's Corner here on YouTube, she has given us a list of monthly themes for us to go off of for, sorry, distractions, for her scraps to embellishments. And so this theme here is actually called In the Garage. And so I will be making the embellishments prior to creating these layouts. So the layout itself is pretty super simple and all that, but the most of the video is going to be about the embellishments. I just have 3 small pages about this one little set, because at first it was just these 2, and then I thought, well, I can't really leave these out, plus I had an extra page that needed something, so it turned into a big ordeal, which is fine. It's always fine. But that is what I'm going to go do right now.